It is our last day in paradise, but today we're gonna go out and about, have fun. Look at that water. I mean, hello. Can I take it with me? Yes, thank you. We're starting off the day visiting Oranjestad again during the day and taking the last few pictures that we didn't take in the sunny, beautiful Aruba. Then we head over for breakfast to this Dutch Pancake house that we looked up and were so interested in trying. We tried some sweet and savory Dutch pancakes and they were delicious. Highly recommended. We were going to stay in Oranjestad for a couple hours and just look around and take pictures, but we found the trolley. So we rode it around for a while. It is a free trolley. Look at some of the architecture that was beautiful and completely different from one side of the street to the next. The trolley was pretty packed with people, but it was not uncomfortable. If it got too full, they made the people wait for the next trolley. Arubians speak English, Spanish, and their language fluently. Listen in.
Passport. So the next stop is the first stop in the main street. It's called the Chipi Plaza. Used to be cheap back in the year 80. It's not cheap anymore. Still called Chipi. Siguiente parada, Chipi Plaza. Primera parada, la calle principal de Aruba. Ay, may comer loro, no? By the way. So ladies and gentlemen, this rally is at your service until 4:30. Every 20 to 25 minutes, we have a trolley in the main street to bring you back to the port of call. Estamos a su servicio hasta las 4:15 de la tarde. Más o menos cada 20 minutos tenemos un tranvía en la calle principal de Aruba. Así que siéntese libre para desembarcar y disfrutar de la calle principal donde tenemos ventas, zapatos, ropa, comidas locales, farmacias.
One of the stops that we made was at this building, the museum, and it is free entrance for anyone. It opens until 4, so enjoy. We also saw these blue horse sculptures that kind of represent the land and the sea and how the horses were used to transport people from one place to the next at the very beginning of Arubian history.
We will stay there for about 15 minutes before we go back to the port. So you can feel free to disembark. We have the pharmacy, also have the coffee break. For those who would like to buy coffee, gelato, ice cream, pastries, all at the last stop. And we also have the GSP space for your local snacks and famous pistachio, bottled water, sodas, GSP space. Yeah.
We got off on this longer stop on the streetcar route and walked right into this beautiful bar to buy some water and took advantage of taking some pictures. We also stopped for ice cream right around the corner and then jumped back on to the streetcar. Some of the architecture in this area was not the best taken care of. There was a lot of graffiti, but it was still nice to see the contrast between the old style buildings, the newer shopping areas, and then this area. And if you ever want to go visit Argentina, listen to the recommendation.
Debe ser porque hoy es el día de la bandera.
¿Hoy día de la bandera argentina? Ok.
Por eso puede.
¿Qué lugar es bonito para visitar de Argentina?
Muchos. Las cataratas de Limos.
¿Has escuchado de eso?
Cataratas del Iguazú, Bariloche, Calafate, o sea, la parte sur de la Argentina y toda la...
¿Sí? ¿Y cómo está la criminalidad?
No, a ver, hay en todas partes,
Sí.
hay que cuidarse. Nosotros, por ejemplo, vivimos cerca de Rosario, te dicen que digamos, lo peor de la Argentina es hacer cosas, digamos, hacer negocios turbios que los lleven por mal camino.
Sí.
Nosotros, el consejo que yo...
Siempre me ha llamado la atención a ir a Argentina. He escuchado Córdoba, que es bien bonito.
Sí, la Camarga. Salta, acá en la Salina, están después de las nubes, te pasa, digamos, en un lugar muy alto, te va un tren que hace muchos años te va zigzagueando para zigzaguea y sube otro poquito
¿Oh,
porque
sí?
no se puede.
Pues se agarra.
Eso en Salta. Salta y Jujuy.
It takes about 15 minutes to 20 minutes for it to do a full round and then come back to the same area. There are a couple places and stops along the way where you can go ahead and get off and look around and come back on. I do know that there's some people, local people, that use it to get from one place to the next, but there is no set time for it to go ahead and stop at a certain spot, so it is not very efficient to get from one place to the next at a specific time per day.
But if you would like to go back to the main street, we need you to disembark just 1 minute so we can flip the backrest of the benches. The trolley will be going the opposite direction. We would like to thank you for being with us on the trolley, choosing Aruba as your destination for your vacation. You are always welcome on the island. Damas y caballeros, muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros en el tranvía y para escoger Aruba como su destinación para sus vacaciones. En la última parada, si usted se desea ir de regreso con nosotros, por favor, si se puede desembarcar 1 minuto. Así podemos voltear las respaldares de las bancas. Vamos en dirección contraria. So once again, thank you so much. We need you to disembark just 1 minute.
It was a beautiful streetcar and a great ride, but the sun was killing us. We went back to the hotel and jumped into the pool for a couple hours. We booked a sunset cruise on a pontoon, so we went to our room, got dressed. This was the white day. We took a few pictures and then we headed out to find the pontoon. It was a beautiful ride in the streets of Aruba to finally find our destination, and we got a little lost, but we got to see a lot of Aruba and how people live out here, which ended up being really nice. We were staying in the car, the top was off. It was a beautiful, beautiful ride. We highly recommend Buba's Happy Place pontoon boat. It is a semi-private boat. We only had one other couple with us. They did a fantastic job of keeping the drinks coming, having music on the boat. We got to ask them questions about the island and different attractions and things that we saw on the way, like this beautiful slide area that we didn't end up visiting because we honestly had a great time at the regular pool. So we didn't feel like we needed it, but it was there. They gave us information and details. And again, there was only one other couple with us. This was again low season, but I'm sure that in the event that it is high season, they limit the amount of people on this pontoon, so you're not crowded like we saw other boats that had hundreds of people on there because of the different attractions and things and whatnot. So we didn't need all of that, and we wanted to be able to dictate what we wanted to do, how long we wanted to do it, and this was the greatest option for us. Highly recommend them. Once we got to this beautiful area, they let us do a little bit of snorkeling. We brought our own snorkeling gear, but they had some on the boat as well. So we ended up trying our brand new ones. The girls actually wanted to try theirs, and theirs were better than ours. So you don't even have to bring any along in order to have a great time. Also beware, the water is salty, but it is beautiful. We got to see a lot of beautiful boats, and we enjoyed these local snacks that they brought on the boat for us, which was perfect timing because we were starving. It was a cloudy day, so we didn't enjoy as much of a sunset as we wanted. We ended up having dinner at Redfish after the pontoon, and it was delicious. I do have to admit, I had a little bit too much to drink, so this was not as memorable as I would have liked. But look at some of the delicious food that we ate.